Here we will learn how to distribute a quantity using ratio among three parties. We will consider two scenarios. Firstly, when the ratio and total quantity are given, then how to distribute the total quantity among these three parties. And the second scenario is when the ratio and one of the three parties quantity are given, then how to find the total quantity and share of other two parties. Now we will see how to distribute a quantity among three parties. So let us assume that total quantity given is Q and it has to be distributed among three party A, B and C in the ratio small letter A ratio B ratio C. So let us see first one example that if we are distributing 2:3:5 among A, B and C, that means if A got $2, B will get $3, C will get $5. That means if the total, if we add them 2 plus 3 plus 5, that is $10. 2, 3 plus 3 is 5 plus 5 is $10. So in $10, A will get $2. In $10, B will get $3. In $10, C will get $5. So if we consider in general case that the ratio between A, B and C will be A, B and C, then similar to this, if we add them A plus B plus C, so if the total quantity is this, then A will get this amount, B will get B amount and C will get C amount. So if the total amount is A plus B plus C, then A is getting A. If the total amount is 1 unit only, then A will get this. If the total amount is Q, then A will get this amount. So A's quantity, if the total quantity and ratio is given, then A's quantity will be A division A plus B C plus C times Q. That is, the total quantity will divide by the summation of this three ratio, and for A's quantity it will be multiplied by A. Similarly for B's quantity, among A plus B plus C it will be B here. So same thing, just this B will be multiplied and this C will be multiplied. So when we will be given three ratio, and that is ratio between three parties and a total quantity, that quantity, total quantity will be divided by the summation of this three ratio, and to get quantity for a party, that party's corresponding ratio will be multiplied. That party's corresponding ratio, so for A it is A is multiplying, for B, B is multiplying, C, C is multiplying. Let us see one example here. Mr. Robert, Mr. Nixon and Mr. David. So Mr. Robert is A, Mr. Nixon is B, Mr. David is C. If you draw the similarity here, worked a total of 100 hours. So their total working hours is 100 in the project, where Mr. Robert worked 25 hours, Mr. Nixon worked 35 hours, Mr. Robert and Mr. David works 25 and 35. So A is 25 and Mr. David is C, so 35. So we don't know Mr. Nixon, but we know total hours. So Mr. Robert worked 25 hours, Mr. David worked 35 hours, and Mr. Nixon, we need to know how much Mr. Nixon worked. We know there are total 100 hours, so 100 hours minus Mr. Robert's hour minus Mr. David's hour, so that will be Mr. Nixon's hour. So it will be 100 minus 25 minus 35, minus 25 minus 35 is 60, 100, so it will be 40. So their ratio, A ratio B ratio C, that is Mr. Robert, then Nixon, then David, this ratio is 25 ratio 40 ratio 35. If we simplify it by 5, then we will get 5, here we will get 8, here we will get 7. That is, we divided everybody by 5. So this is the ratio between these three guys in their work hour. Now the total payment by the client, pays $6,000. That is, the total payment here is $6,000. How much each of them, that is how much Mr. Robert, Nixon and David will get paid. So Mr. Robert's pay will be total quantity division these three ratios summation. That means 5 plus 8 plus 7. So it will be 5 plus 8 plus 7 times Mr. Robert, first person A, that means 20. His corresponding ratio is 5. It will be 5. So if we simplify this one, then 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. So this is 20. So 1 0 and 1 0 will give 1, and 2 and 6 will give 3. So 300 times 5. So Mr. Robert will earn $1,500. Mr. Nixon will earn same, this sixth total quantity division these three addition. These three addition we will already know 20. We already saw here these three is ratio. And Mr. Nixon, his corresponding ratio, Mr. Nixon is B, and his corresponding ratio is 8. So it will be multiplied by 8. So 2 gone, 2 and 3 gone, 300 times 8. So Mr. Nixon will earn $2,400. Now Mr. David, we can do two way. Total is 6,000. So 6,000 minus Mr. Robert is 1,500. 1,500 minus Mr. Nixon is 2,400. So it will be 6,000 minus these two is together is giving 3,900. So he will be earning $2,100. So Mr. Robert will be earning, Mr. Robert's pay will be $1,500, Mr. Nixon's pay will be $2,400, and Mr. David's pay will be $2,100.